Hey guys, Nubivore73, or Professor Nubivore here. Welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Now, the last time we went over how to make a mob grinder, and let's just go take a look at what we built, because it's an excellent design, really works well, and as you can see, really useful, really prolific. Get out of here, spider. Oh, okay, so, yeah, creative mode, once again, keep forgetting. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Okay, alright. As you can see, just works like a dream. But let's consider a possible alternative design, and that's what I've worked on over here. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, this is a design that works on a completely different method or principle, and that is, instead of using a huge drop to a huge drop to kill the mobs, you drown them, and it's a design that has its pros and cons. One of the biggest benefits to this design is it's not going to take a huge amount of room like that one does. This one is going to be much lower to the ground. Now, the way that you start this design with the drop zone, just like on the other one, but in this case the drop zone is going to be much smaller. Now you're gonna have a space. It doesn't really matter how far across it is. I've gone with 4 blocks. You could go 6 or 8 or 2, depending on how much room you have or how many materials you have to work with. But here's the key element, okay? The back wall comes straight down. But when you get down to the bottom, you're going to have this 2-block wide area right here with a lip over it, okay? Now, I'll explain that in a little bit, but let's go ahead and finish the build out here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and extend this up just a little bit more. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, starting from here, and again, we're using the 8-block long method. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 to cap it. And we're going to bring this back all the way that way. And we're going to go ahead and put our end pieces here. Now, this is going to be the back of the main channel. So what you want to do is not there. You want to go ahead and bring this all the way back here. Now, in this case, you're going to go ahead and extend the sides of the channel all the way to the front. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and bring them up all the way around. I love the randomly placed blocks that just go nowhere near where you want them to. And this is going to be a 2-high wall all the way across. Now, and once again, the water is going to travel 8 blocks and then stop, pushing the mobs exactly here. And I'm going to go ahead and extend this out. And we're actually going to go ahead and bring this around as well. Now, to increase the efficiency, we're then going to go ahead and go 8 blocks this direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and an end cap. And we're going to do that all the way across here. Oops. All right. we're going to go all the way down to this point. Now, we don't want to go beyond this point. So, and let's go ahead and put the end caps over here. Oh. And we'll go ahead and put the sides as well. And it's okay to put that one there as well, because we're gonna completely enclose this one just like the last one. Okay, and let me go ahead and grab the bucket. And we're just gonna put water all the way across. Make sure every block is filled, so there's no sideways motion. It's all straight this direction, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and I'm going to go ahead and finish constructing the bottom of it, and I'll be right back to you. Alright, so here we go. Now, as you can see, I've got the wings on either side set to push any mobs that fall in directly to the middle. And no matter where in the middle they fall, the water is then going to push them to the drop. Now, we'll finish the drop later, but first I'm going to go ahead and finish the walls. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, since mobs can't spawn on water, where are they going to spawn? And the answer to that is one of the more interesting things of this particular design. So let me go ahead and build up the walls a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go up one more. Now, the only downside to this particular design is its major weakness is it does not really work well with spiders. And I'll explain why as we build the spawning areas. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to crisscross this open area with 1 block wide slats. And this is where the mobs are going to spawn. We only want to make them 1 wide, and we want to make sure that there's 1 block in between each one of them, so that really, as soon as they spawn, they're most likely going to fall off. And no matter where they fall off, they're going to fall into the water and then be pushed to the drop zone. Now, this is why this is kind of a bad design for spiders, because spiders don't like to spawn on 1 wide areas. Now, there's 2 there, so I'm just going to put that one right there. All right, so now we want to cover the rest of this over with a 2-high wall and a ceiling. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video again, and I'm going to go ahead and build the walls and the ceiling, and we'll be back to finish the drop zone. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the entire area enclosed with a 2-high wall, and these slats are ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate what happens with the mobs when they fall down into the water. Of course, they get pushed down this direction, and then they get pushed down here. And then they fall to here. Now, obviously, that's not far enough by a long shot to kill them. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to we're going to place water source blocks all along this back wall. And you're going to place them right below this lip. So what happens is when mobs hit this water, they're going to immediately be pushed this direction. Now, most of the time, mobs cannot fight current. So what that's going to do is, in essence, it's going to drown them. So let's go ahead and work our way out. And now, the beauty of this design is its closeness to the ground, but that can also mean it's kind of difficult to get mobs to spawn, because you're closer to the area that they're supposed to spawn in than you are on this design over here. So let's go ahead and hang back here for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video for just a moment, and we'll go back and... Alright guys, so let's go ahead and check the spawner and see if it's any more successful than the other one we built. At this point there should be quite a few drops. Maybe. Okay, so there's a bone. Now, there's lots of splashing going on. Go ahead and take a little peek poo. See. Okay, so we have quite a few mobs spawning. And they're not going to spawn right now because I'm close to it anyway, so just take a look and see. I guess I'm hitting the water. There we go. And it's creative, so hopefully they won't blow up. But okay, so let's watch the creeper. And this is a good example of what happens. Okay, go down. There we go. No, you cannot fight the current. Go. Fall to your doom. And see, at this point, he's pushed this way. He can't escape the current. And so inevitably, he drowns. And there he goes. Alright, so obviously this design is not as prolific as the other design. And of course, you know, the other problem with it is you can't get wool because spiders just won't go down those one wide holes between the slats. But if you're short on space, and by space I mean, you know, height, this can be a good design to use to at least get you some free mob drops. You know, it's a good alternative. I personally prefer that design myself, this one over here, because while we've been waiting for these mobs to drop, let's go see how many have dropped in this one. Exactly. So there you go. Oh my gosh. Guys, get out. Creative mode. Darn you. I don't know why I keep killing that one too. Alright, so there you go. That's two equally useful designs. One possibly more than the other, but you know, you got to use what is best for your situation. If you have enjoyed this video, and I certainly hope that you have and found it informative, please do comment, subscribe if you haven't, because again, I will be working on some other tutorials. As you can probably see in my lab, I've got a couple other areas set up for tutorials going forward. So please do slap that like button like it stole something, and we will see you guys next time.